Hey, welcome back to my channel. To be honest, this is take 2 because I stood stuck on take 1. Anyway, we're coming back to you with a little project. I think it's going to be a fun project, and it's a project that's kind of where we're at now, well, where I'm at now. That economy has changed, and shopping just to shop is not an option right now. So it's more of the needs as opposed to the wants. And honestly, I have a lot of supplies here, so I really don't need anything right now. And I'm kind of shopping in my own stash, just creating things with old collections like the stuff from LDRS. This is an old collection. I don't know if it has the date. Let me see. No, it doesn't have a date, but I know this is, I bought it quite a few years ago, and it was already out for a long time. But it's their dragonflies, and these are their folders. Now, I'm now doing more 5x7 cards. I used to do the A2 size, but I'm kind of liking having more space to create. And these folders make beautiful A2 size. But the 5x7, they won't fit. But I figured let's move things around and see how we can utilize these folders to make a 5x7 card, and we'll see how it comes out. And this is perfect for anyone who has a lot of these folders and now want to make either the slimline cards or the 5x7. I mean, it's pretty good. Oh, my nails, that's not paint. My daughter did my nails, and she's experimenting with flowers now, so she made a bunch of flowers. I love them. I'm proud of her. She's a very creative young lady. Anywho, so we're going to start off with our background, which is going to be in this pink. This is the simple cardstock we have, and if you didn't have pink, you can easily use your inks to make that pink. So it's just a 5x7 card base, which I think I did it out of the wrong paper, but oh well, that's the way it's gonna stay. We're gonna use the A2 size. See, fits beautifully in that folder. And then we're gonna use our 5x7. Now you can see right now it doesn't fit. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna split this in half, and I'm gonna do one design on this one, and I'm gonna flip it and do the other half on this one. I'm really not gonna care if there's a line in the middle, just because I'm gonna use some gold to cover that seam. So now we can use our A2 size folders, which is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 for a 5x7 card. To me, that's wonderful. I like to use what I have, and I can't shop now, so I'm gonna use what I have. Okay, so I'm gonna bring the manual machine just to do this part. And I'm sorry it's gonna get a little bit fuzzy, but I don't want to adjust the camera just for this, because then it's a pain to bring it back. So we're just gonna run this through. I don't use the phone to record, so it's a little more complicated to focus on stuff. So we ran the first half through, and then we have the embossing on one half. Oops. And we're going to do the same thing to the other half. I'm not going to care too much if it overlaps where you don't see it. I am going to focus on where you do see it, which will be on the edges. So we're going to get as close as we can, and then we're going to run it through. That way it looks like it's a total design, but it really isn't. Okay, that's good. It's back. And we're going to do the same thing. We're just gonna run it through and get our design. There we have it. Okay. So here we have our finished piece. Now you can tell where it overlapped, but in the corners it looks a little better. So that's what I was going for, just in case I don't use something to cover the seam, but I think I am. So now we have our 5x7 emboss, which is fantastic. And then we're gonna do our A2 size, and we're gonna just run this through the machine as is, trying to make it as pretty as possible. Okay, let's run this through. Okay, so we have our embossing done. Get this out of here. And look how pretty that is. Sometimes just going back and rediscovering some of the beautiful items that you've already purchased is the way to go. I mean, that's very pretty. I'm going to trim this down just a little bit, make it a little more even. Make sure this is totally even. Okay. Put that up against there. And just a little bit. Okay, so that's good enough. Now what we're gonna do is that we're gonna add some color. Right? So we're just going to add 2 different shades of pink around this guy. I'm gonna start off with the darker pink. And this is what's gonna give me a pretty good edge. And just go a little bit in. And you see how it brings that embossing folder to life? It looks so pretty. And I really want that dark edge. So I'm just gonna go around, and I'm being pretty heavy-handed. To most people, less is more. Most of the time I'm that way. But sometimes you just want that deeper color, right? I don't know what to do with tapping twice, but whatever. Okay, so now we have the dark tone, and you might be like, oh, I don't like that too much. But the pink is gonna, the light pink is gonna bring it all in. Okay. Now we're just gonna go and try not to get in here. If you leave a little bit of a white shadow, that's fine. This brings character to the whole thing. And I'm going into the darker color just to blend everything in and make it a little more seamless. And just go around. And you can take your time with it and really try to get closer. Okay, it's a little bit more here. If you go in a little bit, it's like really no big deal. But I think that's where we're gonna leave it. Oh, wait, just a little more here. Let's double check. And I think we're good to go. Not perfect, it's not supposed to be, but I kind of like it. All right, so we're gonna put that one to the side as well. But we can see how it's gonna layer up. So it's gonna look quite pretty when it starts layering. You can come back and smooth this. Really on camera it's kind of looking harsh, but it's really soft, and I guess in the pictures afterwards you'll be able to see it a little better. But that's good for now, so we're just going to put that to the side. Now we're going to start assembling the card. Then we're going to pick out a sentiment, and we're going to cut out some of these dragonflies just to complement everything, and hopefully it works out well. Okay, so we're going to take a piece of this gold. Oh wait, you know, I think I have a strip that I can use. Yeah, let's use up what we have, right? It's all about conserving our products, so we have to create, you know, stuff for a while until things get back into place and we can once again shop. Don't tell my husband that. Okay, so we have, oh, we might have it if it comes out, and let's just trim it. I'm leaving it kind of long because I might want to wrap it around the card. Maybe. Yeah, that's pretty good. So we're gonna glue this into place, and then maybe I'll trim it after it's glued. We'll see. Put that to the side, and let's get our glue. I use the art glitter glue. To me, it's just better. It adheres much better. Since this is like a foil, well, this is actually not a foil cardstock. It's the foil poster board from the Dollar Tree. And let me tell you something, I'm kind of liking it, especially nowadays. Anything I can get on a budget is good to me. And for like $5 or $6, you get tons of you can cut them down to 8.5 by 11 sheets, and you get tons of them. So that's what I did here. I cut it down to 8.5 by 11. I think I have a video on that. Okay, so we glued that, and it's crooked. Can't do crooked. Let's see. Just a little bit more, maybe there. Okay, we might have to add a little more glue because I let that dry. So there we go. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay. So we're going to put this off to the side and let it dry. And then we're going to find a sentiment for this piece. Now, LDRS, I have a lot of their stuff, but their sentiments are kind of small, at least the ones that I have. And again, since I'm not shopping, I can't buy any more. So I'm going to use one from Crafter's Companion. And we're just going to find something pretty. Sprinkle with love, sending you my love. Maybe something different. Maybe over the moon for you. No, it's still too small. So you see, you have to find something that actually matches, right? Let's see. Okay, I'm just gonna pause it right here for a second, and I'm gonna find a good sentiment. Okay, so I found this one, and I'm gonna stamp it. I'm so happy for you. And we're going to use our VersaFine ink for that. I would have embossed it, but nah, I don't think I want to deal with the embossing powder sticking everywhere. I'm going to just hold this down with my removable tape, just because of my magnets make it difficult. We're going to place that there, and then we're just going to stamp it out. Hopefully we'll get a good stamp the first time, because I haven't been having luck with these guys, so maybe I will today. Okay, that's pretty good. Almost there. Just the ink there. Okay. You know what? I think that's as good as we're gonna get. I'm not gonna push it. Maybe I'm gonna push it, because that's the brain. That's the way my brain works. So let's just stamp that real fast before it beads, because these are acrylic stamps. And they'll beat up. Okay, I think that's good enough. So here we have our sentiment. And now we could decide how we're gonna assemble this card. So we're gonna do something like this. Now, you can leave it like that, or you can add dimension to this, and just bring it up just a tad. And you can do that with foam tape, or you can cut layers of your paper and just lift it up a little bit like that, which I think that's what I'm gonna do, just because I want to conserve my foam tape and stuff. And we can even use this piece of scrap, because it's under everything and nobody's ever gonna see it. And cut it down a little bit. Let's see. Okay, and then we might just do another piece onto the bottom of that. Okay. First, I'm gonna glue this one to the other one. And this is just gonna add a little bit of height to it, just to pick it up just a little bit. And we could trim this down. And then we're gonna do the same thing here. Now, normally I would cut it the same size, but I think this is fine right now. Okay, so now when we put this down, it has just a little bit of height, and to me, to my eye, it feels better. It looks more appealing. So we're just gonna glue this guy down. And I'm gonna lift it a little bit so I can see. And just place it wherever, whatever makes you happy. If you need to measure, measure. I eyeball it. It's not a big deal to me if I get it perfect or not. You can always always just shift it a little bit. This glue gives you a little bit of grace period. Let me just make sure it's even here. And then after that, you gotta commit. Okay, that's good. That's where we're staying. Now we're gonna trim these off. I think I'm gonna use the guillotine just to get a better trim. And it's just basically butting this up against there, not letting that cut anything off. Taking that off. And doing the same to the other side. There we go. So now we have that little bit of gold peeking out just to add a little something to the card. And let's just go that a little bit, smooth it out. Okay, so now we're going to cut out our dragonflies, and we're going to do that out of the gold cardstock. And I'm just going to cut out a couple of them to see which one I want to use. And I might even cut out a couple of the gears just to see if I want to use them. Not sure. I'm not going to use these layers. I'm just going to use the actual dragonflies. Ooh, I have to sneeze. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Crisis averted. All right, we're going to cut this down, and then we're just going to cut out some of our pieces. Now for this, I'm going to use my Gemini Junior. Just because that other machine is new and I don't want to mess up the plates yet. Well, it technically is not a new machine. I don't think that they even make that one anymore. It was when AC Moore was going out of business, and my cousin snagged one up for me. She's awesome. Very supportive. And now we're going to send these through the machine. And then we'll decide which one we want to use. Okay, this one I missed a spot there, but that's okay. I'm just gonna, this is really for testing it. Oh, crud. All right, let's see. I actually cut on the tag, and I don't think that's gonna be a good thing. Let's see. But anyway, we're just gonna take it out and test it. If anything, I could just cut 2 more pieces. Come on. Okay. So here we go. I think they did cut all the way through. It's just that's there bugging it. Yeah, I might just run it through a second time, but right now I just want to see how it's gonna look. Now we can do something like that. Or we can put this guy here on the bottom. Let's try the big one. Let's try to get it out. Oh, come on. Okay. Maybe putting this guy on the bottom. And then this one on top. Is it a bit too much? Should we just put one on the side. I wish I had a smaller one, honestly. Maybe this is the way to go. I really want this one with the key because I have a mind who this card could be for. Maybe like that. Yeah, I think that's gonna look pretty. Okay, I'm gonna recut these guys. I think mainly not both of them because this one broke. I'm gonna recut them and I'll be right back. Okay, so we have them cut and they cut much better this time, even though some, I don't know, got a little embossed there with something, I don't know, but it's fine, it's doable. It's workable, not a big deal. Now I'm gonna take my wow, I caught a blank. Okay, you know you haven't had enough coffee when you forget what a bone folder is. Woo! It's been one of those weeks. Okay. So we used our bone folder, which is this is a Teflon one, to just curl up those wings just a little bit. Okay. And we did the same here, but I'm gonna just do it just a little bit more. And then we're gonna put that guy there. And we're just gonna glue this down. Okay. We're gonna put this guy here. And hold it for a second. Let the glue catch, and then we can do the other side. And we're gonna do the same thing. And I'm just putting glue to the inside of the body, not the wings. Decide where you want that to land and just do the same exact thing. Now if you get any glue like here, no worries. We can use our adhesive eraser to remove that. So I think that's pretty. We can add some gems to it just to give it a little something else. And then we could put it on our card base, which is what we're going to do right now. Let's be generous with the glue. And the reason I'm being generous is so I can move it around. And that looks good to me. So let's press, and we can always lift our little guys up again. Trying to just round those edges up a little bit. And here's our card. And we only used white cardstock, which is 110 pound. We use this pink cardstock that I believe is like 80 pound, and it's just a regular one that and we use a little bit of dollar store gold poster board, which is genius. I'm so happy they came up with that. Now again, we can add some sparkle, we can add some gems, which I most likely am. I just gotta see what would look best, and then I'll have pictures after the video with the finished card and all the whatever we decided to put on them. Okay, I hope you guys like this video. I hope it helps you if you're in the same boat that you can't shop right now, so might as well use what you have and enjoy creating. That's what we bought all this stuff for. And sometimes we get so involved in the shopping part of it that we forget that we've already bought some beautiful things from really good companies. And LDRS is starting to become one of my favorites. Their products are really good. I hope you like my video, and if you haven't subscribed and you feel that you want to, I would appreciate it. Okay guys, have a great one, and if it's your weekend like it's mine, I hope you have a wonderful one, and I hope that you have the time to just create a little something beautiful. Have a great one.